people. We are going to be talking today about which way forward for Nigeria. How can Nigeria fulfill her promise? Such a huge promise, as was evident on October 1960. 63 years after, as at today, in 2023 October, Nigeria can be said to be a land of dashed promises. But we say it need not be so. What's the way forward? How can we reverse this also evident failure of a nation to fulfill her promise in spite of such huge natural and human resources seldom given to any nation on earth? First of all, I believe and we propose a new Nigeria founded upon greater federalism. Greater federalism. What do I mean by greater federalism? Last edition, the part 1 edition, I read out the modus operandi and the raison d'etre of we the people, and referred us to the preamble of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the promises contained therein: good government and welfare for all her peoples, to say the very least. If Nigeria will fulfill this destiny of good government and the welfare of all her people, Nigeria will return to the original principles of greater federalism, greater internal autonomy, as enshrined and as covenanted by the founding fathers of Nigeria in the various constitutional conferences in which they shaped Nigeria towards independence. Nigeria is a nation of about 450 ethnic nationalities, and this is a potential source of strength as well as a potential source of trouble. Nigeria is also a nation of two predominant religions of equal strength. Let me just take a handful of Nigeria's ethnic nationalities and you'll see why internal autonomy to a greater degree than currently exists is necessary. The Hausa ethnic nationality, for example, boasts a population of 69.2 million as we speak this October 2023, with another 13.4 million in Niger Republic. The Yoruba in Nigeria, 48.8 million in Nigeria as we speak. The Igbo, 42 million. The Fulani, about 20 million. The Ijaw, 15 million. Tiv, 5 million. The Edo configuration of ethnic nationalities in Edo, Benin, Ashan, Akoko Edo, Fuga, and what have you, Esako, 4.7 million. The Igala, 2 million. The Ebira, 2 million. This is just to mention a handful. Now, let us juxtapose this with other African nations. Nigeria has ethnic groups which are same size and far more than the populations of whole nations in Africa. Zambia, for example, 19.45 million as we speak. Gambia, 2.64 million. Liberia, 5.193 million. Sierra Leone, 8.421 million, to mention just a few. And some of these ethnic groups are classified as minority ethnic groups. For example, the Ijaw, with 15 million in population, is a minority ethnic group in Nigeria. Yet it is far more, they are far more in number than quite a lot of the nations in Africa standing on their own. Like I said earlier, this is both a source and a source. This is both a source of strength and of trouble, if not well managed. And I dare say this has not been well managed, and I will explain as we go along. Let's go to Europe. With very few exceptions, Europe's nations are one nation per ethnic group. If you like, you want to be crude, one nation per tribe. Finland, for example, is comprised of more than 80% of the Finnish ethnic nationality. Same with Sweden. Finland has a population of 5.5 million. Same with Sweden, more than 80% of the Swedish ethnic nationality. The population of 10.6 million. Norway, the population of 5.4 million, as comprised of almost 100% of the Norwegian ethnic nationality. France, 67.75 million, still less than the Hausa ethnic nationality of Nigeria, is almost 100% comprised of the French ethnic nationality. Germany, with a population of 83.2 million, which is about two ethnic groups in Nigeria, a major and a minor, is more than 80% comprised of the German ethnic nationality. The UK, with a population of 67 million, again, with the following ethnic nationalities within her borders, again, less than the Hausa ethnic nationality of Nigeria in population, and with the following ethnic nationalities: the Welsh, 3.2 million, the Scots, 5.4 million, the Irish, Northern Ireland, 1.9 million, and the English, 56.5 million. So we have a situation where, with the possible exception of Great Britain, United Kingdom of Great Britain, and certainly the overwhelming majority of Europe's nations, are one nation, one ethnic nationality per nation. But this may not be realistic for Africa's nations. For example, if Nigeria has 450 ethnic nationalities, are we going to have 450 nations, or even half of that, 225 nations? It doesn't make sense. But certainly, greater devolution of powers to the federating units is the solution. As it is, even though Nigeria answers the name Federal Republic of Nigeria, the principle of federalism was grossly dented by the successive military regimes, starting with the first military regime of General Agui Romse, which took off January 16, January 17, 1966. by the promulgation of the Unification Decree, which effectively abrogated the regions which were painstakingly created by the founding fathers of Nigeria in collaboration with the British when they sat together to discuss the terms of an independent Nigeria. Today, Nigeria still reels from the effect of the Unification Decree, which, of course, had to be because the military command culture, the hierarchical command system of the military, could not have countenanced a federal republic with regions having their different strengths and powers. So the military took over and unitarized the country in order to be able to appoint their governors for the federating units and transfer them at will, sack them at will, and abrogated the fiscal federalism which existed in the First Republic. Nigeria is therefore a quasi federal cum unitary republic laboring under the title Federal Republic of Nigeria. Don't go away. We shall say more about this and how a return to greater federalism is one of the panaceas for a new Nigeria. Don't go away.